We are back. We are back. Hope all y'all ate well and enjoyed family, because that's what that rat race break is about. Okay? Because that's what that is. That's a break from the rat race. See, these so-called holy days, which we call holidays, right, were days originally set aside for the worship of paganistic deities. Do y'all understand that? Right? What we did in this generation is we've taken back the power from this indoctrination. Everything that they indoctrinated us into, that we found out that had dirty origins, we've taken the power back. We're not celebrating the dirty origins no more. This ain't what this is about for us. This is a system that was already in place long before we came here. We were indoctrinated into it. For years, we celebrated Thanksgiving based off the tradition. Okay? All of that shit they indoctrinated us on, the Pilgrims and the Indians, which turned out to be a bullshit rendition of the actual truth. Right? This is what they indoctrinated us on before we became a woke people. And we found out what the truth of this Thanksgiving is. Right? Which was a betrayal of our people, not these Native Americans that everybody likes to call the Indian. Told y'all it's a real trick to this shit, man. Y'all don't understand the kind of trickery that's involved. They got folks thinking that the people that they call Native Americans were the Indians that the white man met when he came on this land, but that is BS. That is why I teach, to show my people that we traveled these lands before anybody had the ability to do so. Native Americans didn't build great ships. They are not a seafaring people in that way. We were. So we was in these lands long before anybody. And I think that's what the Sumerian tablet information is going to show y'all. It's going to show y'all that we, first of all, the Anunnaki traveled us everywhere they went. So let's deal with that. For all the people that say that we wasn't over here first, them folks traveled us wherever they went. We've already established that they made contact with us first. Their first relationship with earthlings was with us. So every time they went to a different region or landmass, they brought the black-headed people with them, because that was their workforce. So what you're not about to do is try to play boo-boo the fool and try to act like them folks brought us over here but didn't leave us over here. Like they just brought us over here and took us back to Africa. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And that's what our people need to learn. Our people don't know this. Our people don't know that we was already on this land. Our people walking around off of that old indoctrination that says we were brought over here by the white man. That the white man did us a favor and took us from Africa and brought us to these lands. Bullshit. Lies. And this is why I teach, and this is why I'm doing everything I'm trying to do, because our people are suffering from lack of knowledge. Our community suffers from lack of knowledge. So Thanksgiving wasn't about those people. Thanksgiving was more about us. Thanksgiving was more about the betrayal that happened to us. Because we helped these people out. You don't see no Native Americans farming today. You don't hear nothing about no major Native American farmers. You hear about black farmers, though. We've been seeing black farmers forever. So who you think really taught the white man? All right, let me ask y'all this. Watch this shit. I'm finna make y'all think about something. White man love that soul food, don't he? Watch this shit. White man love that soul food, don't he? Bill Clinton come off his presidential trail to go to a soul food restaurant to go get his favorite fried chicken. Right? They love that soul food. Well, who cooked that soul food? Who cooks that soul food that them white folks love so much? Huh? Who cook it? You never hear the white man. Watch this. Watch where I'm going. You never hear the white man talking about, oh, we love that Native American cuisine. I'm just saying, come on, correct me when I'm wrong. You never hear them saying, oh, how, so watch this. You telling me You telling me that the Native Americans taught y'all how to farm? This is the Native American story. That they taught the white man how to farm, taught him how to do all of this stuff over here, but the white man never talk about your food. He never talk about what food he got from you or what food he enjoyed from you, but for some reason he loved our food. So miss me. Them people ran up on our people. We was the ones who taught them folk, because that's our biggest mistake, is we always helping, but we can't help it. We good folks at heart. We helped them folks, and they betrayed us. And they betrayed us. So that's the origins. Right now, they can't. Shit, I got it in writing. I got it in writing from the 1800s. Say them folks wouldn't even do the work. Them folks ain't know nothing about plowing no land. Them folks ain't know nothing about cultivation. I got it in writing, homie. So, you know, like I say, man, guys, y'all don't realize, man. I know y'all know because y'all woke. But people don't realize the level of deceit that we're living under. Because when a brother like me get out here and say the truth, people gonna say, man, you crazy, you tripping. Man, that dude trying to say that black folks is the real Indians and this isn't it. Nigga, that's exactly what I'm telling you. And that's why I do what it is I do. It is very important. Very important. Once awakened, we realized that these were lies and that there were darker origins associated with this Thanksgiving event. Just like Christmas, we was indoctrinated on the idea of this Jesus Christ fella and that Christmas is a celebration of his birth, right? A freaking birthday celebration. Let's look at this. They told us that we celebrate Christmas because it's Jesus' birthday. Here we go. Here we some more of that buffoonery, some more of that baby brainism. Now, guess what, gang? Guess what? What if I told you that them folks back then didn't even celebrate no fucking birthdays? Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that. Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that them folks ain't celebrate no birthdays in the biblical days. Like, nobody ain't had no goddamn birthday parties. Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that. 2 if you didn't know. Because if you didn't know, now you know. They didn't celebrate birthdays. This wasn't something that was, you know, them just being real. But see, when you live in today's era, you tend to base everything off of what you know now. So you think because we celebrate birthdays that they celebrated birthdays. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I got a bit of information for y'all today. So they told you that Christmas was the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. That's what they tell y'all, right? But at what point in his past did they ever mention birthdays? I never heard nothing. Him talking about it, nothing. It was his birthday, so you think he had to say something about it, right? Like believing that apple. You believing that apple shit. Adam ate the apple. I still be hearing folks, listen, I be still hearing folks that be hard up debating, talking about, yeah, it's just like when Adam ate that apple. Boy, shut up. It's just like when Adam ate that apple. Whole world went to shit. You know how goofy you is to be and still believe in that? So anyway, birthdays were not even for common people. Okay, guys? Back in the biblical days, in the ancient Egyptian days, birthdays were not for common. You know who the birthdays was for, guys? Y'all want to know where the celebration of birthdays come from? Y'all ready for the find some out? Maybe you already know. I don't like to act like I'm telling you something that you already know. But if you want to know where the actual celebration of birthdays come from, it comes from the commemoration of the gods. Amun-Ra, Enki, Enlil. Okay? These days that they commemorated the gods, they had festivals where they created these days to celebrate and worship these gods. This started in Babylon before Egypt, then Greece. Just like I always tell you, all of them civilizations is connected. Babylon, Egypt, Greece, Rome, America. All connected. Okay? So let me give y'all a little information. You know, I like to use Google. I like to use Google just to, you know, validate, for a little bit of validation. All right? So let's read it. The earliest known birthday celebrations began in ancient Egypt around 3000 BCE. Man, that's like 5,000 years ago, homie. Now, y'all know damn well who was still running shit 5,000 years ago, baby. The Anunnaki was still walking amongst men. The Anunnaki was still walking amongst men, okay? So around 3000 BCE, listen, the Egyptians celebrated the coronation of their pharaohs as their birth as a god. The Hebrew Bible describes one such celebration. The Greeks adopted the Egyptian tradition and celebrated the birth of their gods. What's happening? J2 in the building. My brother Il in the building. Shout out to the family. I see everybody trying to get in here, man. We got to a late start today, but better late than never. All right? So shout out to the family. So listen, this is why I want y'all to know this. I want y'all to see something. So this was the idea of a birthday was about celebrating the gods. Whatever god was associated with the constellation that arose at that time. Like if the sun was in a specific constellation, let's say it was in the constellation Taurus. So they would celebrate Enlil. They would have a festival for Enlil. Y'all get it? When it's in the constellation Aries, celebration for Amun-Ra, for Marduk. Okay? So this is where the concept of birthdays come from, to celebrate the gods. Now watch this. So you can't find no human being from that time that had a celebrated birth. But they tell us that we celebrate Jesus' birthday. Now why? Didn't I just tell you they only celebrate the birthdays of the gods? Now, we live in a society where people consider Jesus to be God. Give me a 1 in the chat if you agree. We live in a society where people consider Jesus to be God. Give me a 1 if you agree. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to show you something. Keep that in mind. The trickery. It's the trickery. And I've always wondered, why do they call Jesus God? It's clear that this man, whoever this character is, that he's not God. He calls upon God. He talks about God. He tells men to worship God. But for some reason, society picked up on this idea that Jesus was God. Let me think about this. Could it be because Egypt taught Greece? So if Egypt was worshiping Amun-Ra as God, when the Greeks picked it up, the Greeks represented Amun-Ra as a character named Zeus, and they worship their God in the same way. Same God, Zeus and Amun-Ra, same person, still worshiping the God, right? So how does Rome keep that going? Now Rome got to keep it going, right? So Rome say, hey, we're going to have a festival. We're going to have the festival of Saturnalia to worship Saturn. Who is Saturn? Zeus, aka Amun-Ra. So you're still worshiping the gods when you get to the Romans, right? Now, we told you that the character Jesus was actually called Yeshua, and that they did a bait and switch with his story. They took Yeshua's story and they heaped it upon their God, which is Zeus. Right? So they heaped Yeshua's story upon Zeus, and they delivered this new version of Yeshua to the people, and they called him Jesus. Jesus. That's his name. People ain't realize it. People thought Yeshua and Jesus was the same person, but that's not true. So the reason why you celebrating Jesus is because he was Zeus, and Zeus was to be celebrated, was a festival was to be had for the celebration of Zeus. So this is why we still to this day hear about December 25th being the birthday of Jesus, when we all know that it's the festival of Saturnalia used to worship Zeus. That's why you running around here talking about December 25th is Jesus' birthday. Talking about Jesus is God and God got a birthday. Now God had a born day. This shit is madness. It's a tough life when you wake up one day and you realize that you're a lot smarter than most of the people in the world. It's a tough day. Because now you like, damn. People really was falling for this shit. I fell for it at one time. But with proper research, the truth can be discovered, guys. So, you know, what I want to say is this. Let me say this. The beautiful part about discovering this truth is now you can take the power back. So now I don't go to church on December 25th and do all of this ritualistic stuff. Because I got the knowledge, and my knowledge tells me not to give energy to those ritualistic things on that day. What I have done is I took them days and I made them days about my family, about love, okay? About love and giving. So let me show y'all how we switch this shit around. Right? On Thanksgiving, we celebrate a massacre. On Christmas, we celebrate a pagan deity or a Greek god. It's when you awaken and rise up and say, nah, no more will I give energy to the ritual of it. Right? That's what you do. You wake up, you say, nah, I'm not going to give energy to the ritual. So now those days have no connection to ritualistic energy. So we got to reclaim the day. And we got to stop participating in the ritualistic aspect of it. So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel and not embrace the day, how about you embrace the day but own your terms, which means you hold the power, okay? So on Thanksgiving, try serving food to others instead of just engaging in gluttony. On Christmas, give out gifts of joy and comfort instead of always expecting something. Okay? Switch it around. Switch the power around. Life is too precious to pass up times when family is free from work and school to not embrace and enjoy one another. Okay? So when we get that little break from work and we get that little break from school, it's good to embrace family. Okay? Don't take your family for granted, my people. These days are fleeting. They can, every day, I'm watching people leave this world that I didn't think. I'm talking about every day, man. I'm watching people leave this world, man. Okay? So make sure y'all put more energy into the things that matter, G. That job don't matter. I don't give a fuck how you feel. That job don't care about you. Something can happen to you tomorrow and them folks ain't gonna give a shit. Okay? But your family gonna care. And they gonna hurt. And they gonna cry if something happened to you. So make sure you just giving more energy to them folks at them times. Don't, like, the reason I'm saying this is because somebody was like, man, don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm like, bullshit. I say, nigga, I don't give a fuck about what you believe, but I know this. I know that my brothers and my friends got time off of work, and we don't get to hang out that much. So if they got time off of work and can hang out, we gon' hang. Okay? So now, man, take the power back and celebrate these times with your family and bring good energy into your life, okay? So like I said, we got Christmas coming up. Make sure y'all have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family. Watch good movies with your family. Yes, it is. Watch good, funny movies with your family. Dance with your family. Man, I be saying this shit because I think folks take it for granted, bro. We be taking life for granted. Don't take it for granted, gang. Enjoy yourself, okay? Because one day, we might not have none of this shit. And all we gonna have is the memories of this time, okay? All you gonna have are your memories. And you're gonna want to look back and say, oh, man, I remember them good times, man. We had some good times. And some people gonna look back on life and they can't never recall a good time because they was too busy working all the time. They was too busy stressing all the time. I know people right now that ain't allowed themselves to live life. I know some folks right now, man, I got some people I know in my family that don't let themselves live life. I just had to, listen, speaking of family, I just had to have a heart-to-heart with somebody about getting up off of their ass and doing something with themselves. Because people will sit down and let themselves waste away. People will be putting so much energy into all of these other things and not putting energy into the things that matter. Okay? So that's all, man. That's my message for coming back is to tell everybody to make sure you're enjoying yourself, that you're having a good time, okay? And that you're loving your family, because this is what's important right now, guys. All this other shit ain't important, okay? This is what's important.